Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt tired of trying to stay positive all the time? Like no matter how hard you try to think positively, something inside still feels heavy? Maybe you smile around people, but deep down, you feel emotionally tired. Maybe you tell yourself, tomorrow will be better, but somehow the same pressure keeps returning. And sometimes it feels like everyone else knows how to be happy, except you. But what if the problem is not that you are negative? What if you have simply been taught positivity in the wrong way? In this episode, you will discover a calmer, gentler way to feel more positive every day, without pressure, guilt, or fake motivation. And while improving your English listening, you will also learn something important about life. And if this lesson gave you something useful, I'd love it if you tapped like and subscribe to the channel. It helps you stay connected, and it also helps this little learning community grow. Every click really does make a difference. With love, let's dive in. Why do happy people still struggle? Being positive every day does not mean feeling happy every single moment. In fact, one of the biggest misunderstandings about positivity is believing that emotionally strong people never feel sad, worried, frustrated, or tired. But real life does not work that way. Even the calmest, kindest, most optimistic people still experience difficult emotions. They still have days when they feel confused, disappointed, or emotionally overwhelmed. The difference is not that they avoid hard feelings. The difference is that they stop fighting those feelings. Instead of saying, "I should not feel this way," they quietly say, "This feeling is here right now," and that is okay. Imagine the sky for a moment. Some days are bright and sunny. Other days are dark and stormy. But the sky never disappears. In the same way, your emotions change, but your value never changes. Learning this simple truth can completely change the way you experience difficult days. Are you fighting your feelings too much? Many people feel emotionally exhausted, not because life is always difficult, but because they are constantly fighting what they feel inside. Think about it for a moment. How often do you tell yourself things like, "I should be happier"? "Why am I feeling like this again?" Or, "I need to stop being negative"? These thoughts may sound helpful at first, but over time, they can quietly create even more pressure. It becomes exhausting trying to control every emotion, every thought, and every difficult moment. But what if emotions are not enemies to fight? What if they are simply messages asking for attention? Just like weather changes naturally, emotions also move and shift. Some feelings stay for minutes, others stay for days, but none of them stay forever. Positivity begins when you stop demanding perfection from yourself and start giving yourself permission to simply be human, imperfect, emotional, growing, and completely normal. What if bad days are normal? One of the most peaceful ideas you can learn is this: bad days do not mean you are failing at life. Sometimes people believe that if they feel sad, anxious, or unmotivated, something must be wrong with them. But imagine expecting the moon to stay full every single night. It sounds impossible, right? The moon changes naturally. Some nights it shines brightly. Other nights it almost disappears. Yet nobody looks at the moon and says, "You are broken." Human emotions work in a very similar way. Some days you feel confident and energetic. Other days, everything feels heavier, slower, and more emotional. That does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are negative. It simply means you are human. Real positivity starts when you stop treating emotional darkness like failure and begin seeing it as part of your natural growth. something temporary, meaningful, and deeply human. Would you speak kindly to yourself? Here is an important question. If your closest friend felt sad, tired, or emotionally lost, how would you speak to them? Would you criticize them? Would you tell them they are failing? Probably not. You would likely speak gently. You might say, "It is okay to feel this way," or "You do not have to figure everything out today." Now, imagine giving that same kindness to yourself. For many people, this feels surprisingly difficult. We are often kinder to strangers than we are to our own hearts. But positivity grows when self-kindness grows. Instead of becoming your biggest critic, try becoming someone who supports yourself, especially during difficult moments. You do not need perfect words. Sometimes even saying, "Today feels hard, but I am trying," can bring comfort. Being positive every day is not about becoming emotionally perfect. It is about learning how to stay emotionally gentle with yourself. Why do small habits matter most? Many people believe positivity comes from big changes, a perfect routine, a completely different mindset, or suddenly waking up feeling motivated every single day. But real positivity usually grows in a much quieter way. It grows through small actions that seem almost too simple to matter. Think of positivity like planting tiny seeds. One kind thought toward yourself becomes a seed. Drinking water when you feel emotionally tired becomes a seed. Taking a short walk, opening the window, breathing deeply for 1 peaceful minute. These are also seeds. At first, they may feel small or unimportant. You may even think, "This will not change anything." But small actions repeated gently become something powerful over time. They slowly create emotional stability. They teach your mind that even during difficult days, you are still showing up for yourself. And sometimes, positivity is not one huge breakthrough. It is simply learning how to care for yourself in very small ways. What if peace matters more? Sometimes people chase happiness so hard that they accidentally make themselves more anxious. They believe they must always feel excited, confident, grateful, and emotionally strong. But what if happiness is not the goal every single day? What if peace matters more? Peace is quieter than happiness. Peace says, "Things are not perfect, but I am okay." Peace allows difficult emotions to exist without turning them into personal failure. On some days, positivity may not feel like smiling or feeling excited. Maybe positivity simply means getting out of bed when everything feels heavy. Maybe it means resting without guilt. Maybe it means accepting that today feels difficult while still believing tomorrow can feel different. Life becomes softer when you stop asking yourself to feel amazing all the time. Instead of chasing constant happiness, try building a calm inner space where all emotions are allowed to exist without shame, fear, or pressure. Why do negative thoughts feel so loud? Have you ever noticed how one negative thought can suddenly feel louder than 10 positive ones? Someone gives you 10 compliments, but one small criticism stays in your mind for hours. One difficult moment happens, and suddenly your whole day feels ruined. This happens because the human mind naturally pays more attention to problems. Long ago, this helped people survive danger. But today, it can sometimes make life feel heavier than it really is. The problem is not that negative thoughts appear. Everyone has them. The real challenge is believing every thought immediately. Just because your mind says, "Nothing is getting better," does not mean it is true. Thoughts are not always facts. Sometimes they are simply emotional reactions passing through your mind. Positivity grows when you gently notice your thoughts without letting them control your whole identity. You are not every worried thought you have. You are much bigger than that. Could gratitude be simpler than you think? When people hear the word gratitude, they sometimes imagine forced positivity, pretending life is perfect, or ignoring difficult emotions. But real gratitude is much softer than that. Gratitude does not say, "Everything is wonderful." Instead, it quietly asks, "What small thing feels okay right now?" Maybe it is a peaceful cup of tea. Maybe it is finishing one difficult task. Maybe it is hearing a kind word from someone, or simply surviving a hard day. Gratitude becomes powerful when it feels honest, not forced. You do not need to feel grateful for painful experiences before you are ready. You do not need to pretend sadness does not exist. You can feel tired and thankful at the same time. You can struggle and still notice something beautiful nearby. Positivity often grows in tiny moments of awareness. When you stop waiting for life to become perfect and begin noticing small moments that already matter. What happens when you stop comparing? Comparison quietly steals positivity from many people. You look at someone else's success, confidence, happiness, or lifestyle, and suddenly your own progress feels smaller. Maybe you think, "Why am I not doing better?" Or, "Why does life seem easier for everyone else?" But here is something important to remember. People often show their brightest moments while hiding their hardest ones. Everyone struggles in ways you cannot always see. More importantly, your emotional journey is not supposed to look exactly like someone else's. Growth happens differently for different people. Some people bloom quickly, others grow slowly, quietly, and deeply over time. Neither path is wrong. Imagine comparing flowers in a garden. Some bloom in spring, others bloom much later. Yet nobody says a flower has failed simply because it blooms at a different time. Positivity becomes easier when you stop measuring your life against others and start appreciating your own pace of growth. Why do difficult days teach us most? Nobody enjoys difficult days. When life feels heavy, confusing, or emotionally exhausting, the first reaction is often to escape the feeling as quickly as possible. But what if difficult days are not only painful? What if they are also quietly teaching you something important? Sometimes hard days teach patience. Sometimes they show you what truly matters. Sometimes they reveal how strong you actually are, even when you do not feel strong at all. Think about a tree during a storm. It bends with the wind, but its roots grow deeper. In a similar way, difficult moments often help people grow emotionally in ways they never expected. This does not mean you must enjoy pain or pretend suffering feels beautiful. It simply means hard seasons are not meaningless. Positivity becomes stronger when you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and gently begin asking, "What can this moment quietly teach me about myself?" Could rest be more important than hustle? Many people feel guilty when they rest. They believe being productive all the time means being successful, responsible, or valuable. But constantly pushing yourself without rest can slowly drain your energy, emotions, and peace. Imagine charging your phone only once a week while using it every single day. Eventually, the battery becomes empty. Human beings work in a similar way. Emotional energy also needs care. Sometimes positivity is not about doing more. Sometimes it is about slowing down without guilt. Resting does not mean giving up. Taking a break does not mean you are lazy. It simply means you are listening to what your mind and body need. On some days, positivity might mean finishing big goals. On other days, positivity might simply mean allowing yourself to breathe, recover, and begin again tomorrow. Real growth happens when effort and rest learn how to exist together in balance. What if healing looks quiet? Many people imagine healing as one big moment, suddenly feeling confident, peaceful, and emotionally free forever. But real healing is usually much quieter than that. Sometimes healing looks like reacting more calmly than before. Sometimes it means recovering from sadness a little faster. Sometimes it means finally speaking to yourself with less criticism. These changes may feel small, but they matter deeply. Growth often happens so slowly that you do not notice it immediately. Imagine watching the sky change at sunrise. The darkness does not disappear instantly. Little by little, light slowly arrives. Emotional healing often works the same way. Even if life still feels difficult sometimes, small signs of progress are important. Positivity grows when you stop demanding dramatic transformation and begin respecting quiet progress. You do not need to become a completely different person overnight. You only need to keep moving gently, one small step at a time. Do you really need to be perfect? Many people secretly believe they must become perfect before they deserve peace. They think, when I stop making mistakes, then I will feel confident. Or, when life becomes easier, then I will finally feel okay. But perfection is an impossible goal. No person feels positive every single day. No person always says the right thing, makes perfect decisions, or understands everything about life. And that is completely normal. Imagine trying to enjoy the ocean while demanding there be no waves. It would never happen. Life naturally includes ups and downs. So does being human. Real positivity begins when you stop treating imperfections like proof that something is wrong with you. Mistakes do not make you broken. Difficult emotions do not make you weak. You are already enough while growing, learning, struggling, and improving. Sometimes peace arrives the moment you stop demanding impossible perfection from yourself. What if you are already growing? Before this episode ends, let me ask you one final question. What if you are doing better than you think? Maybe you still have difficult days. Maybe you still overthink sometimes, feel tired, or struggle emotionally. But growth does not mean never struggling again. Growth means learning how to meet yourself differently during hard moments. It means becoming softer with yourself instead of more critical. It means slowly building peace, one tiny seed at a time. Remember this, you do not have to force happiness every day to be a positive person. Some days will feel bright, other days will feel heavy. Both are part of being human. Like the sky, emotions change. Like the moon, you are allowed to move through different phases. And even on your darkest days, you are still growing in ways you may not fully see yet. You do not need perfection. You only need patience, kindness, and time. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss the next lesson. Your support means so much. It keeps this space alive and growing. With love. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you.